So I wanted to talk to the gentleman today. Good gentlemen. Good men. So it started out when I was earlier, as I was juicing, I was wondering what the hell the thing was that was standing right here. And it was the top of the juicer spout. And then I was wondering what the hell this was. It ended up being one of my roses saying goodbye. And I went off into this thought about how after over a decade and a half, after all these years, he is consistent. And I don't, and I was thinking how I never have taken it for granted. But as colonized humans, you take stuff for granted, whether you're conscious of it or not sometimes. Because if it's a part of your normal life, then when other people see it in awe, you're like, why isn't that normal for you, right? Like I see people look at Beyonce and Sean and go, oh my God, or Cardi B, or whatever her real name is and whatever his real name is. Cause, yeah. And I see people look at these people and go, oh, relationship goals. That's your relationship goals? That's like the extent of it? Is your relationship goals? Or when they choose someone legitimate like President Obama and First Lady Obama, then I'm like, why are those your goals? Why don't you just be a good woman as she is and attract good men as he is? Like, to me, people's aspirations are out of reach, but they shouldn't be. And I guess I'm saying they're out of reach according to what they're obviously willing to put into getting the same results. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say. So Mr. still, after all these years, regularly brings me flowers. The thing about that is, I've always been a tomboyish type bitch. And I never really needed flowers or a bunch of physical affection. I always appreciate those things. But I never need those things because to me, things are just things. And I separated it because so many people just in our lives in this country just appreciate things. It made me separate people who like things from people who are good, genuine people who respect other people and love other people genuinely, as opposed to loving them for the things they can get out of or from them or using them as a vehicle. So I never did want the flowers and in fact sometimes him snuggling on me when I'm doing something, whether in the kitchen or in the bathroom or wherever when I'm doing my thing and he shows up snuggling, that used to be really aggravating to me. I didn't hate it, but it was, as a tomboy, I guess, not independent. Maybe that's a part of my introvertism too. Maybe that is a part of introvertism too. Anyway, speaking from a tomboy perspective though, I didn't need the shallow things that a lot of girls needed. So, fellas, if you have a tomboy, if your woman is tomboyish, if she has, I know some of you guys are going to go straight to lesbian when I say that, but fuck you, you're a homophobe. That doesn't automatically refer to who somebody sleeps with. It's the American consumption with who somebody is having sex with. I don't know what is up with that. That is a sexual deficient if you worried about who somebody's sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're homophobic, whether you're one of the black chicks that think black men ought not date white women. I mean, not like I think it. Like I think they shouldn't either, but I think they shouldn't for their safety. Not because they didn't. Maybe they fell in love with them. Do what you're going to do. So I just say when you fall in love with them, stay over there. Don't be bouncing the colonizer disease back in and out of black women too. You know, you might get one pregnant. I don't want you, once you decided that Becky's who you want to be with, I don't want you to get a black woman pregnant. That's my thing. My thing ain't, oh, I hate to see them together. My thing is, oh, good, I'm glad you found love, but stay it over there. Okay? Don't endanger nobody I love, is all I'm saying. So I might be a little bit all over the place, but I'm going to get to my point. So anyway, coming from a tomboy perspective, a woman who's always been tomboyish, a tomboy when she was little and tomboyish, competitive, physically competitive, and that kind of thing. I got an extra dose of testosterone. Doesn't make me any less ladylike, clearly. Because the same ones swearing that that's dykish are the same ones who can't attract a guy attract half the type of man that I can attract. But anyway, so good men, okay, if you happen to be attracted to or are with an independent-ish, a strong-willed, independent tomboy woman, and she's not a lovey-dovey type, and it happens to be in the nature of your chivalry, the realms of your natural chivalry, because most men who are men have that gene. If it is in your nature to be chivalrous in those ways, don't let her resistance stop you. That's the moral of this story. Don't let her resistance stop you. She appreciates it. She just doesn't know how to show or express or say it. It's like a lot of guys are good guys, but they don't know how to say I love you. You know, I'm guessing. There's a story time to how I know that too. But they don't know how to say I love you until the right person comes along. So, and then by then they might be in friend zone with that person. But anyway, the moral of the story, don't stop. Don't stop being the good man that you are. Still bring her flowers. She's going to act like she doesn't need or want them. Boy, bye with the flowers and whatnot. You know, I know by how you behave, you love me. You don't have to do that for me. You don't have to juice me up. She know you're not juicing her up. She know you're doing that because it comes genuinely from your heart, and she appreciates it, and she loves you for it. Keep doing what you do. I'm not talking to stalkers who are stalking some female that don't even know you like that, or that has been clear that she don't want to be with you like that. I'm not talking about stalking. I'm talking about good men who are gentlemen who have encountered that lady for them, who loves them back maybe, but just is not a materialistic woman. Keep doing those things you do for her. She appreciates it. Because let me tell you, I am so glad today, and looking back, I'm so glad that Mr. never let my rigid ways deter him from being a loving and affectionate soul that he is. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cry on camera over this motherfucker. I'm not gonna cry on camera. But I appreciate it, and I'm so glad that he is as much man as I am woman, and my little standoffish shit was not gonna stop him from loving on me like he felt the desire to love on me. He's out mowing the lawn right now. We woke up and we heard people's lawnmowers for the first time this season, and I already know what time it is. If he wakes up and hear lawnmowers, he's gonna have to mow the lawn. It's just what it is. He's that dude. Again, and I'm at a point where I appreciate it more than ever. And I'm sorry for any time I took it for granted, even though I still didn't take it for granted like an average bitch would. But I'm glad he's that dude. So glad he's that dude. And he has set the tomboy in over these years. He has set the tomboy and me all the way the fuck down. He was like, "Bitch, sit down somewhere. I'm finna love you like a lady should be loved. And it ain't that you don't know what that's like, but you finna experience it. You know, if it wasn't gonna be me, it was gonna be someone else who loved you, but they don't love you like I can. I'm finna do this, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it." Which incidentally is pretty much how our talk went when he decided he was no longer gonna be in friend zone. He was like, "I know what you think, but you got another thing coming if you think this is gonna be a lifetime friend zone situation. You're wrong about that. Cause I love you, and we finna move this on forward." He didn't say those words, but that's pretty much what it was. You know what I did? I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. And then I asked myself, what else is supposed to happen? I go around telling everyone you should be friends first. Now, all the friends that I've had, either they're not been my type anyway, or they had girlfriends. Not that it mattered, because we didn't even look at each other like that, because we were genuinely friends first. That's how I build my relationships. And because I've always proclaimed that, and I've always actually done it, at this point that he put his little foot down and said, let me know we was going to be together, a couple, I asked myself, I didn't take him seriously immediately, but then I asked myself, if my whole point to other women is be friends first, and then you can build a relationship with someone, with your friend, best friend. People always say fall in love with your best friend, but they don't really mean it, and they don't really do it. Who does it? So I asked myself, well, how is it supposed to go? If you go around telling people you should be friends first, whoever you eventually end up with or marry, if you abide by what you profess, then they're going to be a friend first, right? So it's going to be somebody. So there should be a 100% chance that whoever you marry will be someone from friend zone land. Initially, he had to go through that first if you were really friends first, right? At some point, he was in friend zone. Because if you met somebody with the intent of going out on a date, and that's what people do, the first thing they do is go out on a date. They don't hang out first. If you really marry somebody who was your friend first, when y'all first hung out together, that's all y'all did was hung out together. You went to shoot pool or something. Because y'all were just friends. And whatever y'all went to do, if he saw somebody that he liked out there, he should have been well within reason to, try to holler at her. If y'all was really friends. But no, you weren't platonic. You were initially got together with the goal of hooking up at some point and becoming a couple. Fellas, don't stop. I started to say don't give up, but I ain't got to worry about y'all giving up. You're good men after all. And, grown ass men. So, I don't have to tell you don't ever give up. I guess I'm just speaking for them to let y'all know that they appreciate it. We appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Very grateful. And for lesbian extremists, because there are extremists, and feminine extremists who take issue with gender roles, y'all missing the fuck out. Like I said, he's mowing the lawn right now. I have never had to mow a lawn. And the fact that I could, if it boiled down to it, is not relevant to the fact that he's doing it for me, willing to, want to be the provider to do that. There's sometimes if I look like I'm finna take the garbage out, here he comes. He gonna show up out of nowhere. I've always been the kind of person I could do that type of shit on my own. After all these years of him doing it for me and being eager to do it for me, I'm thankful. I don't take it for granted. He will perfectly willing and eager to do some shit that wouldn't be necessarily easy for you to do. That you don't. I don't have no passion for taking out the garbage and mowing the lawn. I don't need to do that shit. No, I'm not a pretty girly girl. But that shit is convenient as fuck. I have a bottle right here, right now, from 2 days ago that I can't get the top off of. Guess who gonna do this if he walks in here? I could just come out and ask him to open this for me too. But if he walks in here and I do like this a couple of times and this top still hasn't come off, he'll be like this. Here, get that to me. He'll just show up magically out of nowhere. His testosterone will be like, your woman needs you, your woman. Distress. Damsel in distress. He opened one for me last night. And I'm just throwing that in. This is a perfect example of the things that are notable as gender roles. And it doesn't matter who it is that can do something the best. If you do it the best, then that's your role in that relationship. Whatever gender it is. It's just like in some households, money management is the woman's job, not mine. But he wants it to be, and guess why he wants it to be? Not for any gender role reasons. Well, I guess it's still, at the end of the day, it's gender role reasons. You know why it is? It's because if anything's happened, he knows. Because he feels like if anything happens to him, he wants me to be able to take care of myself in terms of the things that I generally depend on him to take care of. That's why. So it's still some provider shit going on in his mind when he makes a decision for our household. He always considers me in everything. And that's some of the most gentleman shit, bitch. He could call me and I'll be like, what are you calling me for? Right? What do you want? And he might just be picking something at the store and was thinking about me. I mean, I don't do that anymore because I'm like, that's so selfish. Why would I even do that? But he's not offended. Because he knows what his intent is and he's a gentleman. And that's what gentlemen do. And I appreciate him. So, I guess the whole video, again, is to say that we appreciate you. And if you happen to be a man that is with an independent, tomboyish woman with an extra dose of testosterone who doesn't seem to appreciate some of the things that you do or give her in the way that girly girls generally do, please know that she appreciates it. And if you're watching, if you're that chick and you're watching, bitch, show your appreciation. I'm not talking about going to the whole ass other extreme where these bitches where you say, oh, you need to be submissive to your husband. I'm talking about let him know you appreciate it. Yeah, because you hotep bitch hoes are a whole nother level of extremism where you let niggas take you off into the woods and pass you around, sexually abuse you, and put you up to doing everything that they think you should do in your woman role. Fuck that too. And fuck you for enabling them fuckboys that got you running around like a jigaboo. See, everybody does shit in extreme. There's no balance. But if your love is genuine and you're a good person and you're a grown-ass individual, love will find a way. It really will. Love will find that balance for you. Because he's my yin or yang, whichever one you want to say, and whichever extreme your mentality takes you in terms of male and female gender roles. I love him. I love everything he does and every gesture of love. And every way that he finds to include me in every decision. Dedication to Black love on this Earth Day weekend. You're welcome.